Hi there, it's Chad, your Kenosha Real Estate expert. I want to thank you for choosing me to help you buy your house. It really means a lot to me, and I can't wait for us to get started in this buying journey. First, a little bit about me. I've been selling real estate since 2018. I've helped dozens, if not hundreds, of families buy and sell houses around the Kenosha Racine area and even down to Illinois. I'm married. My wife, Aalia, is a middle school teacher here at Lance Middle School. She's also a part-time realtor. She's hoping to go full-time here in the next year or two. And we have one daughter who's currently 12 years old as of December 2024. So there is one thing that we have to do before we can even start seeing houses, and that is mandated by the state of Wisconsin. And that's called a buyer agency form. Before I can even take you into the first house and start showing you houses, we have to get this filled out and signed by both you and I. And before you sign it, before I just send it to you to sign, I want to go over it with you real quick. So let's do that. So this is the buyer agency form. So this is a standard legal form by Wisconsin. All the forms that you'll be signing during the buying process are standard legal forms. They have a lot of standard legal language in them that'll put you to sleep while you're reading it. However, I will highlight all the important stuff for you while we're going through it and having you sign anything to make sure that you know what you're signing and to make sure that you're signing everything that's in your best interest. Because I'm on your side and I want what's best for you. So the first thing that I want to highlight for you here is the purchase price range. If you have a pre-approval already, that's awesome. You're ahead of the game. We'll go ahead and we'll put the full amount of the pre-approval here in this purchase price range. Now, obviously, you don't have to buy a house that's all the way up to the full pre-approval amount, but we want to put the full pre-approval amount in there in case you do go all the way up to the top of your pre-approval. Now, if you don't have a pre-approval yet, that's okay. I'll still start showing you a house or two. But we want to start getting to work on that pre-approval because it's very important to have. Now, once you get that pre-approval, if the pre-approval is over the amount that we put in this line here, we'll just redo the buyer agency. If it's lower than we put on this line here, we'll just leave the buyer agency the way it is and we won't worry about it. Now, to come up with the number that we put in here, I'll just ask you, what do you plan on spending on a house? Do you plan on spending $200,000? Do you plan on spending $300,000? What are you comfortable spending on a house? We'll put that number in this line here before I even start showing you houses. Now, some of the standard legal language in here is stuff like excluded properties. So if you've already started looking at other houses with other realtors, this is where these addresses goes in this line here, because those properties are excluded from looking at them with me because you've already looked at them with other realtors. Well, let's scroll down here to compensation. So compensation is the amount that I'll get paid upon successful closing of your property. My fee is 2.8% of the closing price of your new house. So once your house closes, my fee is 2.8% of the purchase price of your house. Now we're still seeing pretty much every single seller covering the buyer agency fee upon successful closing. However, there are still a few sellers out there that are either paying a reduced buyer agency fee or not covering it at all. So in that case, you'll have to make up the difference or pay the buyer agency fee out of your own pocket. So if that happens, we'll cross that bridge when it comes, and we'll discuss our options if that happens. So there's more standard legal language here in the contract as we scroll down. The next part that I want to highlight here are these three boxes here. I check the middle box here because if you happen to buy a house that my firm is also selling, this box here says that I can also represent you and I remain a neutral third party. Now, it just means that you're buying a house that my firm is also selling. It may mean that I'm also selling the house. Now, in that case, I'd tell you that this is also my listing and I'm representing the seller. Do you want to choose a different buyer agent to represent you, or do you want to stick with me? That's totally up to you as to what you want to do. But it also means that my firm is just selling this house. It may mean that I have absolutely no interest in this house. It just means that my firm is selling this house. I still represent your interest 100%, just that my firm is selling this house. And as we scroll down, more standard legal language here as we continue to scroll down. The next part we want to highlight here is the ways that we communicate. So ways that we communicate are obviously in personal delivery. When we meet, I can hand you documents to sign in person. Fax, nobody faxes anymore except for doctor's offices. Commercial delivery, UPS, FedEx, US mail. I could mail you stuff. I won't, but I could. I'm not going to mail you stuff to sign because it takes too long. Email. This is the primary way that we'll be communicating is by email, other than phone calls and text messages. Stuff to sign, I'll send you the e-sign. Stuff like this buyer agency, I'll send it to you to e-sign. Then you'll sign it and it'll automatically come back to me e-signed. That's the fastest and quickest way to get legal documents signed and then put your offer in, is to have it electronically signed. Then your email goes in here and my email goes in below you here. So there's additional provisions here. This is just explains more about how I just explained it above there about how commissions work. That my commission is 2.8% upon successful closing of your property. And that if the seller is going to pay less than that or not that at all, that you will bring that difference to the closing table with you and pay the full 2.8% to my firm upon closing of the property that you buy. Then here we put in the dates. So we'd either start this contract today or the day of the showing, or maybe tomorrow. Then we put an end date here. Usually I put these contracts out 3 to 6 months, depending on how long I think it'll take us to find a property. If you're looking for a fairly common property, maybe I'll make it shorter. If you're looking for a harder property to find, maybe I'll make it a little bit longer. I don't know. Then we look down here. This is where you would sign, is right here on this line right here, and have your name down here. A little further down here on the bottom of the page, we have my firm's name, Epique Realty. Then we have my signature line right here. This is pretty much the form. Pretty standard, easy to fill out. But you know, if you guys have any questions, I know it's a legal document. I know it can be confusing. It can be overwhelming. I look at these all the time, so it's fairly easy for me. If you have any questions at all, please feel free. Give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'm happy to explain it in a different way, explain it more in depth, answer any questions you might have about this at all. It doesn't bother me at all. Trust me. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Anything you may need, I'm here to help you. I hope they have a fantastic rest of your day, and I can't wait to help you on your home buying process.